Some water. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Look at this blue against me. Looks so good. So today I want to talk about getting licensed in various states as a clinical social worker. I got a few questions, and so I want to just quickly expand upon. This is for NP4181. Thank you for your question. First off, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate you. I appreciate anyone and everyone that takes the time to interact and engage with this content that I create. So let's talk about licensure for social workers. I can't speak for counselors. I can't speak for MFT because I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I can only speak from this perspective. So there are different ways to sort of navigate or obtain multiple licensure. The first thing that I would ask is like, what is your why? I think I say that a lot, but like understanding your why and your motivating factors is going to be really important in order to be successful in anything in this field. Not this just field, like anything in life, right? You got to understand your why, understand what is motivating you to um seek out something or go after something or establishing a goal. All right. So once you've established that for yourself, I think the next best thing to do is to understand, okay, we have to create a strategy, right? And part of that strategy could be to say that, okay, well, for me, in my instance, I knew I was from Boston, Massachusetts, and I want to continue supporting clients in that area, in my hometown, in my city, by becoming licensed there and becoming a licensed provider. That way I continue to support my hometown, right? So that was my why for Boston, Massachusetts, and that was specifically in terms of my strategy why I wanted to be licensed in Massachusetts. So I sought out licensure in Massachusetts. There are a couple ways that were able to do this, specifically with Massachusetts. The ASWB, the Association of Social Work Board, something like that, they do have a service, the Social Work Registry. Now, when I did this like 5, 6 years ago, it was about, I think it was like $60. And so basically, you send them all your information, right? You send them your transcripts, your proof of licensure, and whatever the current state that you're in. You send them the proof of supervision, like everything to confirm that you are actually a licensed clinical social worker. And so you send them all that information. And what they do is that they hold on to all that information. And then from there, they also disseminate it to the boards, right? So if you have a specific board that you want to apply to and they have an established relationship, that's another small caveat. And I don't know too much about how they go about which states they establish a relationship with. Like you can definitely call them and check that out for yourselves. But one of the things you can do from that is what's your go-to at Outback? Honestly, is Outback that Australian place? I didn't really love it. It was like salty. But anyways, gotta stay on track. Okay, so you contact the ASWB, the registry, and so hi there, hi Denny. Contact ASWB board, and so they will apply it for you on your behalf with that one-time $60 fee. They will take care of everything for you. It's a great service, especially if you like to be hands off. You love convenience. Like it's a amazing service for a lot of social workers to obtain licensure in these states. And so that's one way to do it. The I can't help but admire your eyes. They have unique charm. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Okay, so the second option would be to apply to individual states, right? So I told you earlier, like being strategic as well as being like understanding your why is going to be really important. And so the in terms of applying to individual states, understand what which state you want to apply to and why is going to be really important, right? So again, I gave the example of Massachusetts. I'm from Boston. I want to support people in Boston, so I sought out my license in Boston. I was moving to Georgia, and so I needed to be able to operate as a clinical social worker, so I moved to Georgia, and so on and so forth. Right? California, I lived there for 6 years, and I needed to be able to practice as a licensed clinical social worker, and so I had to do that. Um, and yeah, so on and so forth. So I was able to do those by being strategic. And also, part of my practice right now, I do a lot of immigration work, right? I do a lot of immigration evaluation assessments to help people who are seeking asylum status in the United States, people who are seeking, permanent residence. And so I work with attorneys. And so I wanted to strategically be in the hubs where I knew a lot of folks were coming in. To seek out those services. So that was my strategy around that. So I applied to the individual boards. I applied to Texas. I applied to Florida. I applied to Connecticut. I need to work on New York, but it's a lot of work. So that will then, and so now I'm at this point where I'm deciding, do I want to just wait till I hit the 10-year mark as a licensed clinical social worker versus going and going through that long process that New York has? Because the thing is that some of these states have really long, tedious processes, and that's why we need a license compact in the work that we do. And the NASW is working on it. There are more and more states that are jumping into supporting and signing on and saying, yeah, we'll join the compact, we'll join the compact. But I don't expect all states to give in 100%, unfortunately. I think states are just really interested in obtaining our money as clinicians. And that's one of the ways they can guarantee the income and guarantee to pay their staff at these boards by making us go through that process and jumping through hoops. So, something to consider. I do. I'm about to be married soon. Um, and then finally, I would say, in terms of like applying to the different states, I would reach out to individual agencies. And so, what I mean by that, if it's like you're looking to get, hi, everyone. If you're looking to get multiple clinical licenses for the sake of like being a travel social worker, then why not reach out to the agency and see if they will cover it and see if they will pay for it, right? That's a great way to leverage that opportunity. And some agencies actually do invest in their travelers and will cover like whatever they need, right? Whether it's fingerprints, whatever is needed to get through that process to get the actual licensure is like they will do that with no problem. So that's another way to do it. I did share recently. Uh okay yeah, anyways, so I think I shared this on TikTok. I didn't share this here, but the Biden administration also invested a ton of money into the social work boards and social workers to help increase or help make it easier for social workers to access licensures. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, especially pending the news from last night where like Biden's stepping down, Kamala's stepping up. Hopefully they're in line with the value of social workers to this country, and investing in social workers, investing in helping increase the amount of social workers in this country, because we understand like social workers grow globally provides 70% of the care. So it's to the benefit of the US government and others to invest in social workers and make it easier for us to obtain licensures. Not that you have to omit or, take away the exam, because I'm not in favor of that. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think social work is already an industry and a field that isn't fully respected. And so to say that, okay, we don't take an exam, we just kind of show up and be licensed clinically, I think that's absurd. But we won't go too far into that. So all that to say is that there are plenty of options to get licensed as a clinical social worker. So I would use one of those three methods that I provided. So again, whether that's the ASWB registry, whether that's applying to the individual boards, right? Based off your strategy, based off your marketing, based off who you want to represent, who you want to serve, I would do that. And then also, if you're thinking about leveraging these licenses in order to travel more as a travel social worker, reach out to the agencies, right? Or if you're already in conversations with the agency and there's a potential to have an assignment and get sent out somewhere pending you get the the license, then why not just ask them for that? Invest in you, and then you will take care of the rest. And so, those are the best ways to do it right now. And as social workers, we'll see what the coming years have for us. as providers, and I'm hopeful for things, especially depending on who wins in November. That's why it's so important for us as social workers to vote. I'm not telling you how to vote, I'm telling you to vote. And honestly, doing your research and understanding the party that most aligns with us as social workers, our values, who we serve, and the people that are coming to see us in our clinics, we got to think about them. Yeah. So let me know if y'all have any questions regarding licensure, right? Social work licensure below, and hopefully this was helpful information. I gotta fly to my next appointment, and y'all take care of yourselves, and make sure y'all follow. And take care.